I want to talk to you this morning about miracles that last. It is not uncommon for God to do a work in someone's life, perform a miracle, give a victory, a healing, strength, a deliverance of some sort, only to find somewhere down the road they've lost it. It didn't last. It was momentary. And this message is not just about getting a miracle, but it is about keeping a miracle. Having the works of God last in our lives. Having the works of God last in our home. Having the works of God last in our situations. No one wants to win prizes only to give them back. No one wants to have a victory and have it come undone. We should be hoarders of miracles, stockpilers of victories. In James chapter 4 and verse 2, you do not have because you do not ask. What does that mean? The emphasis is on you anytime you ever receive or gain anything from God. You can't force salvation. You can't force deliverance. You can't force a move. You can't force knowledge on any human being. You can't force a miracle on someone. They have to want it. You have to want it. You cannot expect someone else to ask a miracle for you. You have to ask yourself. It's up to you. You have to want it. It doesn't matter how much you want it for someone else, friend, until they want it for themselves. Your prayer is not fruitless, but listen, it does not put the fruit in their hand. They got to want it. If you want to get fruit in your hand, you're going to have to go get it yourself. Miracles require obedience. There's got to be obedience on our part, on your part, friend. You've got to come into agreement with Jesus. He can want it all he wants, but unless you agree with it, it can't happen. At some point, we are going to have to listen to the loving voice of God who has our best interest at heart. Obedience to what God asks us to do puts us in the middle of the street of oncoming miracles. And when God lovingly requests of us to do something that could put us right in the way of oncoming miracles, friend, we should do it. Because He wants to bless you but not hurt you. Love you, not hate you. Give to you, not take from you. And I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes what God will ask you to do will make no human sense. But willingness and obedience opens up a life to unlimited miracles. If you're obedient, you won't have to chase a miracle. Miracles will chase you. Unbelief lacks the willingness to be obedient. And if you get a miracle, you're going to have to follow through to keep that miracle. John chapter 5, verse number 8. Jesus said to him, "Rise up, take your bed and walk." He healed this man, this paralyzed, this crippled man. Verse 13.
But the one who was healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had withdrawn, a multitude being in that place. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple. Where did he find this guy? Finds him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest a worse thing comes upon you."
Make sure you stay in the things of God. Even if you're in the things of God imperfectly, stay in it. Stay with Jesus. He was telling this man, listen, don't return to that reckless life. Follow through with this. Stick it out.